Saludos, soy Daniel Raventós, vuestro monitor de inglés nivel Conversación para el Centro Cultural Hortaleza en el distrito de Hortaleza. Hoy continuamos con el tema de Australia. So, for now, I'll be talking in English. Last day, I've talked about Australia as his political situation and some major or important things about the country itself. But today I'm talking about its history. Okay? I'll do the same. I'll be reading some information on my computer, and then in the middle I'll be commenting some of my thoughts or about my knowledge about this topic. Okay? So when we talk about Australia, we can't think that is only inhabited by the European people or people from Europe in the past, from Holland or Netherlands or from United Kingdom, but is obviously from thousands years ago inhabited by the Aborigines, okay, that are from there. So the indigenous people that inhabit in Australia are the Aborigines, or we call them Aborigines. I'll start reading, okay? So, human habitation of the Australian continent is known to have begun at least 65,000 years ago, with the migration of people by land bridges and short sea crossings from what is now Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia. The Madjebebe rock shelter in Arnhem Land is recognized as the oldest site showing the presence of humans in Australia. The oldest human remains found are the Lake Mungo remains, which have been dated to around 41,000 years ago. These people were the ancestors of modern indigenous Australians. Aboriginal Australian culture is one of the oldest continual civilizations on Earth. Casi nada. At the time of first European contact, most indigenous Australians were hunters-gatherers with complex economies and societies. Recent archaeological finds suggest that a population of 750,000 could have been sustained. Indigenous Australians have an oral culture with spiritual values based on reverence for the land and a belief in the dream time. The Torres Strait Islanders, ethnically Melanesian, obtained their livelihood from seasonal horticulture and the resources of the reefs and seas. The northern coasts and waters of Australia were visited sporadically by Macasham fishermen from what is now Indonesia. Okay? Now I want to talk about the biodiversity that we can find in Australia. Okay? I'll do the same. Although most of Australia is semi-arid or desert, the continent includes a diverse range of habitats from alpine heaths to tropical rainforests. Fungi typify that diversity. An estimated 250,000 species, of which only 5% have been described, occur in Australia. Because of the continent's great age, extremely variable weather patterns, and long-term geographic isolation, much of Australia's biota is unique. About 85% of flowering plants, 84% of mammals, more than 45% of birds, and 89% of inshore temperate zone fish are endemic. Australia has the greatest number of reptiles of any country, with 755 species. Besides Antarctica, Australia is the only continent that developed without feline species. Feral cats may have been introduced in the 17th century by Dutch shipwrecks, and later in the 18th century by European settlers. They are now considered a major factor in the decline and extinction of many vulnerable and endangered native species. Australian forests are mostly made up of evergreen species, particularly eucalyptus trees in the less arid regions. Wattles replace them as the dominant species in drier regions and deserts. It's true that we associate Australia with eucalyptus, with the koalas. The koalas that eat these eucalyptus leaves. So, among well-known Australian animals are the monotremous like platypus and echidna. Platypus is ornitorrinco, and echidna is echidna. It's a kind of hedgehog, more or less. A lot of marsupials, including the kangaroo, the koala, the wombat, and birds such as the emu and the kookaburra. Australia is home to many dangerous animals, including some of the most venomous snakes in the world. The dingo was introduced by Austronesian people who trade with indigenous Australians around 3000 before Christ era. Many animals and plant species became extinct soon after first human settlement, including the Australian megafauna. Others have disappeared since European settlement, among them the thylacine. It was an animal that is no more there. So is from ecological point of view, Australia is quite interesting because it had a lot of very unique kinds of animals and plants. Since European people went there, a lot of them has disappeared. Have disappeared, sorry, and is quite sad. But I know that there is one animal that Western people introduced to Australia that is not a problem. Furthermore, is very well adapted there. This animal is I don't remember if it is the dromedarian or the camel. I don't remember. Maybe here I can no. I don't see it, but I know something related with this. So, have you ever been in Australia? Do you like Australia? Would you like to travel to Australia? Let me know. Try to record yourself or write something, or at least think about it and talk with your family about this topic to practice, and see you on my next video, or you'll see me on my next video. Bye bye.